Hi everyone, so today's video is all about veganism. Now, I did mention on my main channel that I'm now going to sort of branch out on my second channel, making videos about things like veganism, general lifestyle videos, possibly some beauty videos, just a mixture of things. Yeah, today's video is going to be all about why I went vegan and just a brief talk about that really. So if you don't know already, I've been vegan since about May this year, so not a very long time to be honest, but I feel like I've been vegan forever. When people go vegan, it feels like, you know, after a few weeks or months, it feels like you've been vegan forever. It's a weird concept, but that's at least how I feel about it anyway. So how did I go vegan? Well, the story is that I was getting quite a lot of comments on my video saying, like, why aren't you vegan? It looks like you really care about animals, so have you ever considered veganism? And, you know, I've had a lot of comments like that. I did sort of take it in a bit, but I think part of me blocked it out as well because I just sort of didn't really want to think about it. I thought I'd done my bit because I've been pescatarian my whole life, so the only meat that I used to eat was fish. And then around about that time when I was getting the comments, I did stop eating fish and went full vegetarian. I was used to drinking things like almond milk with my cereal and things like that, but I was vegetarian because I would still be eating these animal products. So I did get this one comment saying, why aren't you vegan? And I said, well, I'm vegetarian, and just explained that really. And then they replied saying that I should go vegan and I should watch this video and this will explain why. So I went and watched this video and it was about why vegetarians should go vegan. I will link it down below. And it really opened up my eyes and made me think. Points came up that I'd never thought about before, and it was a real eye-opener to me and made me really think about my lifestyle choices. I think what your brain tries to do is, after watching something like that, it tries to block it out and you don't want to think about it, but then there's this thing in your brain that's just telling you, I've seen this now and I know what happens. And I felt like because I'd seen it, I couldn't stop thinking about what I'd seen, and then I just decided that I wanted to give up all animal products. I was not sure how to approach my parents on this subject because obviously that's a big part of it, because generally your parents will cook your meals, and I kind of didn't really know how to approach the subject with them. But I've been watching loads of YouTube videos, and even when I was a bit unsure about whether I should go vegan or not, I was 100% convinced when I was watching these videos, and it just really made me want to give up all animal products and go fully vegan. So after thinking about how I could tell my parents, because I wasn't sure how they would react, I knew they'd probably be okay with it, but I had no idea. So I said, oh, I found this thing on the internet called the 30-day vegan challenge and I want to try it out and, you know, just give it a go, and just sort of hinting at it. And my mum was like, oh yeah, okay. So I signed up to this challenge. You basically get emails every day giving you tips and advice. Then I found this documentary about these farmers who previously, you know, raised animals for these industries, and after, you know, years of doing this, they decided, for ethical reasons, for the animals, they wanted to become vegan. So they stopped with all this farming and then transformed their farm to a sanctuary, which is amazing, and it was just so nice to see the transformation that they made. So I asked my mum if we could watch this documentary and she was like, oh yeah. So my mum watched it with me, and then she decided she wanted to be vegan as well. So that is basically the story of how we went vegan. So at first I didn't know if I was going to manage because, you know, giving up these products which you've had all your life, it's kind of quite a big change, big lifestyle change. But after watching these documentaries and YouTube videos, I was completely convinced and I never wanted to go back to these animal products. And seeing these documentaries is a real motivation. It really does encourage you to stay vegan. Without doubt, I will never go back to eating animal products. There's no way I will, because now I've seen what I've seen, I've made my decision, and it just feels right now. I think something that's really important though is to sort of be used to having a lot of plant-based meals before you make the transition. Everyone's different. Some people can go vegan overnight, some people take months or weeks. It really depends on individuals. So before I was vegan, I actually was used to eating a lot of plant-based meals. So I often switched up things like milk for a plant-based milk, and then I was very used to eating these things. I think a reason why a lot of people generally give up on veganism is perhaps because they don't know what to eat. They switch to this lifestyle maybe without doing enough research, and then all of a sudden they don't know what to eat, and then they go back to eating the animal product. So I think if you're a bit like that, it's a really good idea to already get used to eating a lot of plant-based meals and making a few changes before you suddenly cut out everything. Everyone's different and everyone has different ways of doing things, so I think the best thing to do is just find out what works for you. I think doing the 30-day challenge really did help me because they give you loads of tips and recipe ideas, and it's just so helpful during this transition period. So obviously being vegan isn't just about what you eat, it's also about other different aspects such as clothing and trying to choose cruelty-free products where you can. And this is something which has taken me a bit longer because it is harder to get your head around. For me, the diet thing was very easy to get my head around. It has taken me quite a bit longer to get used to what products to buy and what's not tested on animals and what doesn't contain any animal ingredients. But there's many useful websites online which give you full lists of cruelty-free brands, and that's really helpful and it just makes things so much easier. So I would say pretty much all my makeup products now and other things like that which I'm buying are not tested on animals and don't contain any animal ingredients. And I think it's good to sort of, you know, switch these things up over time and not feel you have to suddenly chuck everything out that you've got. You know, everyone does it in their own time, and just whenever you feel ready to move on to that side of things. So yeah, that's how I went vegan and the reasons behind it. Hopefully you enjoyed this different style of video, and be sure to leave some requests down below. I'm thinking of maybe doing some, you know, recipe videos, what I eat in a day, things like that, and also other videos not related to veganism, so just anything. Leave your requests below, it will really help me, seeing as I'm trying to brainstorm different ideas. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!